First, they hired a deer onto their Trust and Safety Council. And now Twitch has decided to ban the use of words such as simp, incel, and virgin. If you weren't already convinced that Twitch was a lost cause, well, now you should be. Any move that has been disavowed by pretty much everyone. Twitch has decided, they have clarified, that any term that is derogatory about someone's sexual activity would be in violation of the new conduct policy coming next month. Notably, simp, incel, and virgin, when used as an insult or even an emote, will be disallowed. Listen to this.
Newer words going around Twitch, which is the word simp. And it's a phrase that the community can still use and make emotes for currently. But when the new policy goes into effect, what are we thinking about that term or that word?
Yeah, great question. So the new policy does include guidelines that say making any derogatory statements about another person's perceived sexual practices, and that does include negatively targeting another person with sexually focused terms. So using terms like simp, incel, or virgin as an insult to negatively refer to another person's sexual activity is not allowed under this new policy. And in addition to the policy change, we're also proactively denying emotes that include the term simp, and we'll remove them when reported, and we'll keep doing that once the policy changes.
You just heard it right there. If you use any of these terms any way to negatively describe someone, basically if you insult someone, that is now breaking terms of service, how can you differentiate between what is a joke and what is an actual insult? Are we just classing all these things as the same? And then there's the whole thing with the emotes. They are specifically saying that they are denying and not allowing emoticons that use the phrase simp or incel or virgin. This has nothing to do with whether or not these are insults, how they're being used. They are just not allowed to be used as emoticons. And that is bizarre. A Twitch spokesperson has provided a statement on using terms such as simp and incel, and if you can read it here, we will take action against the use of terms like simp, incel, or virgin specifically when they are being used to negatively refer to another person's sexual practices. Using these terms on their own wouldn't lead to an enforcement, but we would take action if they were used repeatedly in a harassing manner. We deny emotes related to these terms and will take them down when they are reported to us. We have a stricter policy on emotes overall because they can be used across Twitch, so we make more proactive measures to minimize the potential for harm. Yeah, because someone sending you an emote that says simp on it is really doing you harm. My lord, that's just nonsense if you ask me. I really like this reply here from Carl Sharp here. Why does it matter what kind of words you are using to harass somebody? Shouldn't everyone harassing get banned regardless? And I think that's a very good point to make. Why do we have to differentiate? Why do we have to be very specific and say, well, you can't use these words to harass or insult someone? Because by saying that, aren't you effectively saying, well, it is okay to harass or insult people so long as you're not using these words? You have the terms, say, such as simp. What if someone just decides, okay, instead of insulting them using the word simp, because that's not allowed, let's just get a replacement for the word simp. Like little bitch or something, I don't know. People can easily come up with replacement words, different words that you've not thought about already. Because you're being so specific in which words are allowed and which words aren't, people can easily get around that. It's ridiculous. Why does it matter if someone calls someone a simp or a little bitch? If they mean it the same way, then it is the exact same thing, but maybe only one of those two things is actually being enforced and specified as something that would be breaking your rules. It makes no sense. It's a very bizarre policy change. And then this morning we had YouTuber Kavos here. He went onto Twitch and he made an account called IncelSimp69, calling everyone simps, virgins, and incels. Let's see if Twitch rained down the ban hammer. A little bit later, I think I just got banned from Twitch for calling everyone simps, incels, and virgins.
I'm Alex. I'm Alex Streams on Twitch. Biggest virgin and incel around town. No doubt about it. There's no one more. No one bigger of a simp.
He got banned, and here was apparently the reason. Apparently it was an inappropriate username. I like this tweet here. Twitch violating their own rules. Hello, incel Simp 69. If we just search Twitter for the word Twitch, I mean, people have been tweeting about this non-stop. We have Vsauce here. I have been forced to cancel my Twitch stream about dark matter candidates. Strongly interacting massive particles. Simps. Oh lord, what is... Okay, I wish I hadn't come on here and read this, because this is just bizarre as well. I love how Twitch took the time to ban hurtful words aimed at men, but not any of the terms aimed at women. I get that most of these terms would be covered in harassment. It just seems like the preferential treatment towards men. So sexism. They should ban themselves. Is this Casey Tron girl really trying to make out that this policy update is sexist? Like, oh my lord. If you think this is a sexist policy decision, then personally I think you're just being a little bit ridiculous. Honestly, I think at this point, it is quite clear that Twitch is not a good platform to use if you want to be a streamer. If you want to grow an audience, if you want to connect to your community, I don't think Twitch is the place to do it. Twitch is going off the deep end. Twitch is a ridiculous place. It probably should have been obvious to you back when they hired someone who genuinely believes themselves to be a deer, and they put that person on their Trust and Safety Council. So when you've got someone like that on your Trust and Safety Council, that same person also believes that voice chat in gaming is unfair and should be banned. When you have someone like that working on your Trust and Safety Council, on your Trust and Safety team, then that's obviously when you're going to end up with policy updates like this. When you have ridiculous people working for your company, creating your company's policies, of course you are going to end up with ridiculous policies. And so I think that YouTube is a much better place for people to go and post their streams and post their gaming content. It is a far better place than Twitch. And I say this as someone who will acknowledge YouTube is not perfect. YouTube is very much flawed. I have many criticisms of YouTube. But at least they are not going so far off the deep end like Twitch is. Anyway folks, let me know what you're thinking about this in those comments down below. Leave a like on the video if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you all in the next video.